A woman without a mother is a soul navigating the world without the first source of unconditional love, guidance, and nurturing. She is a person shaped by the absence of the one who should have been there from the very beginning. The absence of a mother leaves an undeniable mark, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. It's a gap that cannot be filled, a space that cannot be completely healed. But even in that absence, a woman without a mother learns to rise, to grow, to become stronger than she ever imagined. A woman without a mother often faces challenges that are unique to her journey. She may have to learn to care for herself in ways that others may not understand. She may have to find new sources of strength, looking to other women, mentors, or life experiences for guidance. But there is something deeply powerful in this kind of resilience. It is often in the absence of something that we discover the depth of our own strength. The void becomes a place where a woman learns to fill herself with her own courage, her own wisdom, and her own power. The absence of a mother in a woman's life leaves a profound mark, a mark that resonates deeply within her spirit. It's a space that can never truly be filled, a gap that doesn't just represent loss, but also a shift in how she navigates the world. The loss of a mother is not just a physical absence, it is the absence of guidance, nurturing, and the unconditional love that shapes a woman from the very beginning. But here's the incredible thing: while that absence is undeniable, a woman without a mother has the potential to discover a strength that is not only her own, but a force of resilience that can move mountains. When a woman loses her mother, she may initially feel lost, uncertain, and unsure of how to carry on. The world might feel a little colder, a little more difficult to navigate. The absence of a mother is felt in the small moments, those times when she needs advice, when she longs to hear comforting words, when she wishes for a sense of security that only a mother can provide. But what happens in those moments when everything seems to be falling apart is that the woman begins to learn the truth about herself. She starts to realize that inside her is a strength she never knew existed, a strength that will carry her forward. It's in the struggle, in the deep moments of loss, that a woman finds her true resilience. Resilience is not about bouncing back from every setback as if nothing happened. It's about finding the courage to stand again, even when the odds seem stacked against her. It's about choosing to keep going when every part of you wants to stop. And the beauty of resilience is that it's built slowly, one day at a time, often in ways that are barely noticeable. One day, a woman without a mother will realize that she has been walking through life with a strength she never imagined she could possess. She may have thought that losing her mother would break her, but instead it becomes the force that shapes her into someone more powerful than she ever realized. What is so remarkable about a woman without a mother is that she does not simply survive, she thrives. She thrives. She learns to make decisions without always having someone to guide her. She learns to trust herself, to listen to her inner voice. The absence of a mother forces a woman to take ownership of her own life, to find her own way. And in doing so, she builds a sense of confidence that she might never have developed otherwise. She becomes the person who doesn't need external validation because she knows deep within that she is capable. In many ways, the loss of a mother opens up new opportunities for growth. There's a beauty that comes when a woman is faced with adversity and chooses not to let it define her, but rather to use it as fuel for her growth. Without a mother, she may feel as though she has to fill a void, but that is exactly where she begins to discover what she is truly made of. It's in the silence, in the gap left behind, that she starts to hear her own voice more clearly. She begins to understand herself in deeper ways, unearthing talents, abilities, and a level of self-sufficiency that she may have never imagined possible. There's a deep wisdom that comes from experiencing loss. While others may have had the luxury of growing up with the guidance of a mother, a woman without a mother gains wisdom through her own experiences. Every moment of pain, every instance where she had to make a decision on her own builds a well of wisdom inside of her that cannot be taught in books or by others. She becomes wiser in the ways of life, learning to navigate the world with a perspective that is both practical and deeply emotional. Her wisdom isn't just intellectual, it's soul deep, born from the understanding of both joy and sorrow, light and dark. And the beauty of it is that this wisdom doesn't make her bitter or closed off. It doesn't cause her to withdraw from the world, but rather it opens her heart even more to others. A woman without a mother often becomes someone who knows how to show up for others in ways that are deeply meaningful. She understands loss and pain, so she is able to offer empathy and kindness to others who may be going through similar struggles. The very pain she endured becomes the source of her greatest strength. She learns that even though life may take from her, it also gives her the ability to give back in more profound ways. But there's also something incredibly powerful about how a woman without a mother carries on a legacy, even in her mother's absence. The lessons, values, and love that she received from her mother, whether they were expressed through words or through silent actions, become part of her. While she may not have had the opportunity to learn everything directly from her mother, the impact of that relationship continues to shape her as she moves forward. In ways she may not even fully realize, she carries her mother's love and wisdom with her, passing it on in her own way to the people around her, to her children, and to future generations. Through all the pain, the loss, and the challenges, a woman without a mother finds her way to create her own sense of family and belonging. She may find that her community, whether it's through friends, mentors, or other women, becomes a new source of support. While no one can replace the unique bond between a mother and daughter, a woman without a mother learns that there are other ways to experience love, mentorship, and community. She creates a support system that is based on mutual respect, love, and care, filling the spaces that were once empty. What a woman without a mother teaches us is that the strength to rise is within all of us. She shows us that even in the deepest pain, there is a spark that can't be extinguished. She demonstrates that the absence of something does not mean the absence of purpose, joy, or love. Rather, it is in the moments of loss that we often find the most profound strength, growth, and wisdom. And the truth is, the world needs women like this, women who have known the pain of loss, who have faced adversity head on, and who continue to rise, grow, and give to the world. A woman without a mother is a living testament to the resilience of the human spirit, and her journey is one of triumph, not despite the loss, but because of it. When a woman loses her mother, there's a sense of emptiness that can feel almost unbearable. A mother is more than just a parent. She's the first person who believes in you, nurtures you, and helps shape who you become. Without her, life feels different, as if the very foundation that once held you up has been taken away. Yet, in the midst of that deep loss, something extraordinary happens. A woman without a mother begins to discover a strength within herself that is profound and life-changing. It's easy to think that strength comes from never facing hardship, that resilience is built only through moments of triumph. But true strength is often born from hardship. It is in the struggle, the moments when life seems to be asking more than you can give, that you realize how much power lies within you. A woman without a mother doesn't just survive, she becomes stronger in ways she never thought possible. It's a quiet strength, a deep-rooted resilience that comes from standing tall in the face of pain and continuing to move forward, even when the path ahead is unclear. In the absence of a mother's voice, a woman finds her own. She starts to trust her own judgment, to make decisions without looking for validation or reassurance from others. The space left behind by her mother becomes the very place where she discovers her true potential. She doesn't have the same guidance others may have, but she has something even more powerful, the ability to trust herself, to lean into her intuition, and to carve her own path. She learns to navigate the world on her own terms, and as she does, she becomes someone whose strength is undeniable. This strength doesn't come overnight, but it grows with each challenge faced, each obstacle overcome. The woman who once felt lost begins to find herself. The pain of loss is never fully gone, but it no longer defines her. Instead, she starts to define herself by her resilience. She becomes a woman who rises above circumstances, who refuses to be held back by what life has taken from her. Every setback becomes a stepping stone to a greater sense of purpose, and every moment of hardship is a lesson that shapes her into someone wiser and stronger than before. A woman without a mother also learns the power of creating her own legacy. In the absence of the person who was supposed to pass down wisdom, traditions, and love, she becomes the keeper of her own story. She finds ways to honor her mother's memory, but she doesn't stop there. She begins to write her own story, a story that is uniquely hers. This journey of creating a legacy isn't about forgetting the past or disregarding what has been lost. It's about building on what has been given and finding new ways to make that love, wisdom, and strength live on. Her legacy may look different from others, but it is no less significant. The woman without a mother has the power to make a difference in the world, to leave a mark that goes far beyond her immediate family. She can teach the next generation of women how to be resilient, how to live with courage, and how to embrace life's challenges as opportunities for growth. Her legacy becomes one of strength, love, and perseverance. She may not have had the nurturing and guidance that a mother could provide, but she has become a force of nature in her own right. And through her, the lessons and love she carries continue to be passed down, not through bloodlines, but through the powerful example of her life. In many ways, the absence of a mother helps a woman realize that she doesn't need to rely on anyone else to define her. She finds the ability to create a life for herself that is meaningful and fulfilling. She becomes the mother figure she once longed for, not only for herself, but for others as well. Her journey becomes a story of transformation, of taking something deeply painful and using it as fuel to become everything she was always meant to be. Another key aspect of being a woman without a mother is the incredible ability to offer empathy to others. Having faced her own challenges, she becomes someone who can truly understand the struggles of others. She knows what it's like to face an uphill battle without the support she wished she had. But instead of becoming hardened by this, she develops a deep empathy for those who are also suffering. Her own pain has opened her heart to others in a way that few can understand. She becomes a source of strength for those who are going through similar losses, offering comfort not just from a place of sympathy, but from a place of shared experience. This ability to empathize with others, to offer love and support when it's needed most, becomes one of the greatest gifts a woman without a mother can give. She understands the value of being there for someone in their darkest moments because she has been there herself. She doesn't take relationships for granted. She knows the importance of showing up for others, of being a listening ear, a shoulder to lean on, and a source of encouragement. A woman without a mother often becomes a wellspring of support and love for others, and in doing so, she creates a sense of community and belonging. She doesn't need to be reminded of the importance of connection because she understands it deeply. She cherishes her relationships and works tirelessly to create a network of people who support one another, just as she has learned to support herself. And through these relationships, she finds a kind of family not bound by blood, but by love, respect, and mutual care. What's remarkable is that, despite the absence of her mother, a woman without a mother doesn't live a life of lack. She lives a life of abundance, not in the material sense, but in the sense of emotional wealth, wisdom, and connection. She knows that even though something precious has been taken from her, she still has everything she needs within her to live a full, meaningful life. She learns to fill her own cup, and in doing so, is able to pour into the lives of others. She becomes a beacon of hope, a living testament to the fact that while loss is painful, it doesn't have to define who you are or where you're going. Through the absence of her mother, a woman discovers that the strength, love, and resilience she once thought she lacked were already inside of her, waiting to be awakened. And when that strength rises to the surface, it transforms her life, empowering her to not only survive, but to thrive, to love deeply, and to leave a lasting legacy. When a woman faces life without a mother, she is confronted with an absence that echoes in every corner of her heart. It's an emptiness that is not only physical, but emotional and spiritual. It can seem overwhelming, as though the very foundation of her life has been disrupted. But here's what's so remarkable about this journey, though the loss is profound. It often becomes the place where her deepest strength is forged. She learns to tap into a well of resilience that she didn't even know she had, and over time she discovers a new depth of courage and wisdom. This strength doesn't come all at once, but it grows with every challenge faced, every setback overcome. Through the pain, she begins to realize that the same love and power that her mother once offered her is now something she carries within herself. It is not the absence of a mother that defines her, but the resilience she cultivates in the face of that absence. The strength of a woman without a mother is forged in the moments when life seems uncertain. Without the familiar voice of her mother guiding her, she must learn to trust herself more deeply. It's not always easy, and it doesn't happen overnight, but eventually she begins to see that she has the ability to make decisions, to navigate life, and to trust the wisdom that resides within her own heart. The absence of a mother doesn't weaken her, it compels her to step into her own power. She learns that the answers she needs are often found in the stillness of her soul, and the more she listens to herself, the stronger she becomes. She realizes that while no one else can fill the space left by her mother, she has the ability to fill herself with strength, clarity, and purpose. She finds the courage to move forward one step at a time, knowing that she has everything within her to create the life she desires. What's beautiful about this strength is that it's not born of pride or arrogance, but from a deep well of humility and self-awareness. A woman without a mother doesn't walk through life with an inflated sense of ego, but rather with a quiet confidence that comes from knowing she's walked through hardship and come out the other side stronger. She understands that strength isn't just about power or dominance, it's about resilience, about getting up again when life knocks you down, and about finding beauty in the journey, even when it feels difficult. This strength is rooted in her ability to love herself, to accept the reality of her situation, and to keep moving forward in faith even when it seems impossible. Another extraordinary thing about a woman without a mother is that she learns to mother herself. She becomes the caretaker of her own heart, the one who offers herself the compassion, love, and care that she might have once received from her mother. She learns to be gentle with herself, to honor her own needs, and to give herself permission to grieve when necessary. In the absence of her mother's physical presence, she learns to create a nurturing environment for herself, one that is built on self-respect and self-love. She becomes the source of her own strength and stability. She knows that while the absence of her mother can never be fully healed, she can take care of herself in ways that help her move forward. In doing so, she transforms her pain into purpose. The love she might have once sought from her mother, she now finds within herself. She recognizes that while she may never have received the love she wanted, she has the ability to give herself the love she needs. She finds peace in knowing that she is not defined by what she lacks, but by the love and care she is capable of giving herself. She doesn't have to wait for someone else to love her in the way she deserves. She is the one who holds the power to offer that love to herself. And in doing so, she heals. As she mothers herself, she also becomes a source of nurturing and support for others. The woman without a mother understands the value of love and encouragement in ways that others may not. She knows what it feels like to lack guidance and support, and so she becomes a beacon of light for those around her. She learns to show up for others, to offer comfort, and to extend grace in ways that are deeply meaningful. Her empathy is profound because she has walked the difficult path herself. She becomes the kind of woman who is always ready to listen, to offer a kind word, or to lend a helping hand. Through her own pain, she discovers the incredible capacity she has to give to others, to offer the love and nurturing that she once longed for, and in doing so, she becomes a force of healing and encouragement in the lives of those she touches. The woman without a mother also learns to celebrate her own journey. There's something powerful about choosing to honor yourself, your path, and your story, even when it's filled with pain. She doesn't let the absence of a mother define her as incomplete. Instead, she chooses to recognize the strength that has come from the journey, the wisdom gained through the challenges, and the beauty of a life that is uniquely hers. She becomes a living testament to the fact that life doesn't always unfold the way we hope or expect, but that doesn't mean it can't be beautiful, meaningful, and full of purpose. She understands that her worth is not determined by what others have, but by who she is at her core. She doesn't need a mother's approval or validation to feel complete. She already knows she is enough. She has learned through her own experiences that she is strong, worthy, and deserving of every good thing life has to offer. The woman without a mother embraces herself, flaws and all, and in doing so, she becomes the kind of person who inspires others to do the same. She teaches us that it's not what we lose that defines us, but what we are willing to create in the face of that loss. In the absence of her mother, a woman also learns the power of resilience. It's easy to become bitter, angry, or discouraged when faced with loss, but a woman without a mother chooses a different path. She chooses to rise above her circumstances and create a life of joy, hope, and meaning. She becomes someone who teaches us all that resilience is not about never falling down. It's about finding the strength to rise again, each time a little stronger than before. She understands that even in the face of heartache, there is beauty to be found and there is strength to be built. And that strength, in turn, allows her to live a life of abundance, not measured by material success, but by the depth of her heart, the strength of her spirit, and the power of her love for herself and others. A woman without a mother embodies the truth that while life can be difficult, it is also incredibly beautiful. She teaches us that we have the power to heal ourselves, to rise above our challenges, and to build a legacy of love, strength, and resilience. Through her own journey, she reminds us that our worth is not defined by what we lack, but by the strength and grace we carry within us, no matter the circumstances. She is proof that even in the absence of the people we love, we are still capable of creating lives full of purpose, joy, and love. When a woman faces the absence of her mother, it is as if a vital piece of the puzzle has gone missing. A mother is not just a parent, she is the first source of love, guidance, and security. Without her, a woman may feel like she is navigating life without a map, uncertain about the direction she should take. But here is where something incredible happens. What seems like a profound loss is often the birthplace of a new kind of strength. A woman without a mother finds herself called to dig deeper within her own heart, to draw on reserves of courage and resilience she didn't know were there. Through her pain, she uncovers a strength that empowers her to rise above, to keep moving forward, and to create a life full of purpose and meaning. This strength is not something that arrives instantly. It is cultivated over time, one small victory at a time. The loss of a mother is not something that can be easily healed, but in that healing process, a woman discovers the extraordinary depth of her inner resilience. It's easy to think that strength comes from never facing hardship, but true strength is built through adversity. Every challenge faced, every tear shed, and every moment of feeling lost contributes to a deeper sense of self. A woman without a mother is forced to find that strength within herself, and in doing so, she becomes someone who is unstoppable. It is in the dark moments that she learns the truth that she can face anything that comes her way. The absence of her mother doesn't leave her weaker. It makes her more resilient, more resourceful, and more determined to keep going, no matter the obstacles. A woman without a mother also learns the power of self-reliance. She has to learn to depend on herself in ways that others may never have to. She begins to trust her own instincts, her ability to make decisions, and her capacity to handle whatever life throws her way. There's no one else to turn to for advice, no one else to hold her hand through life's difficulties. But what happens is that she discovers something incredible. She is more than capable. She starts to rely on her inner wisdom, on the lessons she has learned throughout her life. This self-reliance is not about closing herself off from others. Rather, it is about trusting her own judgment and developing a deep sense of self-confidence. A woman who has faced the absence of her mother knows that no matter what, she will always have herself to lean on. She has become her own source of strength, and that is a powerful place to be. Self-reliance is not about isolating oneself, but rather about learning to trust that the answers are often already within. As she navigates the complexities of life, she learns to listen to her own voice, to honor her needs, and to make choices that align with her values and purpose. The absence of her mother doesn't mean she is on her own. She has everything within her to take charge of her life. She learns that she doesn't need to wait for permission from others to live the life she desires. Her self-reliance is a reflection of the confidence she has in her own abilities, and this confidence grows stronger each day. Another profound truth that a woman without a mother learns is the importance of embracing her journey. Life without her mother is never what she expected or hoped for, but it is hers to create. Through this absence, she learns that she doesn't need to compare her life to others. She learns to find peace with the path she is on. No matter how different it may seem from the ones others are walking, a woman without a mother realizes that her journey is uniquely hers, filled with lessons, growth, and beauty. It's not about what others have or how they've experienced life. It's about what she makes of her own story. In a world that often measures success by external markers, a woman without a mother has the wisdom to recognize that her worth is not found in what she has or doesn't have, but in the richness of her experiences. She understands that life is not about avoiding difficulty, but about learning how to thrive in spite of it. She embraces her journey, knowing that it has shaped her into someone strong, wise, and resilient. She sees that her struggles are not signs of weakness, but testimonies of her strength. Her journey is not about perfection, but about growth, transformation, and the beauty of overcoming. The absence of her mother may have left a void, but that void has become the space where she has learned to stand tall and claim her place in the world. As a woman without a mother continues her journey, she also discovers the power of community and connection. While no one can replace the unique bond between a mother and daughter, she learns that the love and support of others can be just as powerful. She reaches out to those who understand her pain, to friends, mentors, and other women who have walked similar paths. The woman who once felt isolated in her loss begins to find a new kind of family, a community that nourishes her spirit, that offers the guidance and encouragement she needs. In this community, she discovers that she is never truly alone. There are people who care for her, who want to see her succeed, and who are there to offer love and support when she needs it most. This community becomes a source of strength, and it is a reminder that even in the absence of a mother, she can still experience the nurturing love and care that she needs. She doesn't have to do everything alone. Through the bond she forms with others, she learns that the love she sought from her mother can come from many different places. She can give and receive love in a multitude of ways, and through this process, she becomes more open, more compassionate, and more connected to those around her. The woman who has faced the absence of a mother becomes someone who knows the value of showing up for others, of being there when someone else is in need, because she understands what it's like to long for that support. A woman without a mother also learns the power of healing. While the absence of a mother can feel like a wound that never fully heals, she comes to understand that healing is not about forgetting the pain, but about finding a way to move forward with it. Healing is about acknowledging the pain, allowing it to shape her, and then choosing to rise above it. She learns that the pain of loss does not define her. What defines her is how she chooses to live in the face of that loss. She may never fully get over the absence of her mother, but she learns to find peace and strength in it. Her healing journey becomes a testament to her resilience and her capacity to create a life of joy, hope, and purpose, despite the scars. The woman without a mother teaches us something incredibly important. The human spirit is capable of incredible resilience, strength, and love. While life may not always unfold the way we wish, it is still filled with endless opportunities for growth, transformation, and connection. Through her strength, her self-reliance, her journey, and her healing, she shows us that the absence of one person does not mean the absence of love, purpose, or success. It is in these very moments of absence that we often discover our greatest potential and our deepest capacity to love, heal, and thrive. When a woman faces life without a mother, there is a profound sense of loss that can feel overwhelming. A mother is the one who holds you in her arms when you're born, the one who comforts you when you're sad, and the one who teaches you valuable lessons that shape who you become. Losing that figure creates a void, and it can sometimes feel as though life has taken away the most important person you could ever have. Yet, as difficult as this loss is, there is something incredible that happens when a woman has to stand on her own. She uncovers a strength within herself that she never knew existed. She finds courage where there once was fear and resilience where there once was uncertainty. The pain of losing a mother doesn't disappear, but in that place of grief, a woman learns how to rise. She learns how to push through, even when the road ahead seems impossible to navigate. In the midst of the emptiness, she discovers a deep well of strength. It's not that she doesn't feel the loss, but rather that she learns how to press forward despite it. She taps into an inner strength that is rooted in the knowledge that she is capable of facing whatever life throws her way. She may not have her mother's voice in her ear, but she has something even more powerful, the wisdom and strength she has accumulated through her own life experiences. This strength doesn't come overnight. It grows over time in the moments when she chooses not to give up. It is built in the small, seemingly insignificant decisions she makes each day. Every time she chooses to show up for herself, every time she chooses to continue when life feels heavy, she builds upon that inner strength. And like any muscle, the more she uses it, the stronger it becomes. Eventually, the woman without a mother begins to realize that the power she once thought she lacked was always inside of her. She discovers that she is capable of handling life, that she doesn't need someone else's guidance to make her own decisions. She finds comfort in knowing that she is enough just as she is, and that she can overcome anything with the strength and wisdom she carries within. Another thing that a woman without a mother learns is the importance of self-reliance. When you don't have the comfort of knowing that someone is always there to give you advice or offer reassurance, you learn to trust yourself more deeply. She learns that she doesn't have to wait for someone else's permission to live the life she wants. In fact, she comes to realize that the only approval she truly needs is her own. She becomes more confident in her own decisions, more sure of her own path. The absence of her mother forces her to rely on her own instincts and intuition. As a result, she starts to make choices that align with who she is, rather than trying to live up to someone else's expectations or ideas. Self-reliance is a beautiful thing because it allows a woman to recognize that she holds the keys to her own happiness and success. While it can be difficult at first, the more she steps into her own power, the more she realizes that she is in control of her life. She learns that the answers to life's most important questions often lie within herself, and it's only by trusting her own heart that she will find the right path forward. A woman without a mother also learns how to mother herself. In the absence of a maternal figure, she becomes her own source of nurturing. She starts to take care of herself in ways that perhaps she never had to before. This means showing herself kindness when she falls short, giving herself the space to grieve when needed, and offering herself encouragement when she feels defeated. She learns that self-care is not just about taking care of her physical needs, but her emotional and mental well-being as well. She may not have her mother's love to rely on, but she learns to give that love to herself. She develops the ability to provide herself with the same comfort, guidance, and patience that she once received from her mother. And in doing so, she finds healing. The absence of her mother does not have to mean the absence of love. By nurturing herself, she can create a space for growth, healing, and wholeness. She becomes the source of her own strength and begins to see how much love she is capable of giving to herself and others. In this journey, a woman without a mother also becomes more empathetic. Having walked through the pain of losing a mother, she understands the struggles and heartaches that others may be going through. She learns how to be there for others in a way that is authentic and compassionate. Because she has faced adversity, she becomes someone who can relate deeply to the pain of others. She offers support not out of sympathy, but out of shared experience. This empathy allows her to create deeper connections with others, to offer a listening ear when someone needs it, and to provide encouragement when the road feels tough. Her experiences teach her that people don't need advice or solutions as much as they need someone who will truly understand and stand beside them. By being there for others, she creates a community of love and support. She offers a safe space for people to heal and grow, just as she has done for herself. In this way, the woman without a mother becomes a source of strength, not only for herself, but for the people around her. Moreover, through her own journey, she learns the importance of creating her own legacy. She may not have had her mother to pass down traditions, wisdom, or family stories, but she finds new ways to honor her own journey and create her own legacy. She learns that she can pass on values, love, and wisdom to those around her in her own unique way. Whether it's through her relationships, her career, or the way she shows up in the world, she starts to create a legacy that is meaningful and full of purpose. Her legacy may look different from others, but it is just as powerful. She teaches others that it is not the circumstances you are born into that define you, but the choices you make in the face of hardship. She shows others that you have the power to create a legacy that is full of love, strength, and resilience, no matter what you've been through. Through her own example, she encourages others to rise above their own struggles and find their own path to success and fulfillment. A woman without a mother also learns the importance of celebrating herself. It is easy to feel incomplete when you don't have the support you once had. But a woman without a mother learns to embrace her own worth. She doesn't need someone else's validation to know that she is enough. She begins to recognize her own value, not just in what she does for others, but in who she is as a person. She celebrates her accomplishments, no matter how small, and she recognizes her own worth. She understands that she doesn't need to compare her life to anyone else's. She is on her own journey, and that journey is just as valid and valuable as anyone else's. She teaches us that we don't have to wait for someone else to tell us how worthy we are. We can recognize it within ourselves and celebrate who we are, flaws and all. Her life becomes a testimony to the power of self-love, self-empowerment, and the belief that we are capable of creating beautiful, meaningful lives even in the face of loss. A woman without a mother teaches us that life is about resilience, self-reliance, empathy, and creating our own legacy. She shows us that even when we lose something precious, we are still capable of thriving, of loving ourselves and others, and of creating a life full of purpose and meaning. It is in the absence of something that we often discover the fullness of what we are capable of.